Linda Barcz from the Barcz Company is taking your calls at 270-9933. Welcome back to the studio.
Good to see you, Mark.
Baby steps.
That's right.
What'd you bring today?
I brought a combination of plants like I usually do. Right now we're looking at this Gloriosa daisy, and it does look like something that, like a black-eyed Susan, but it's not. This is an annual, so it will not survive our winter, but does a great job of displaying into the fall season. And the one right in front of it that's got cool variegated leaves and pink-colored ones, it's fireworks. It's a type of miscanthus. Again, it's not going to survive our winters, but it looks great this time of the year. And then down front, I've got a Veronica or a Speedwell. This is a perennial. This will survive from year to year. And then on the other side, there's the similar color, but it's an annual, and it attracts butterflies.
Oh, really?
So if you're interested in that butterfly and hummingbird combination, you can plant some great plants that attract them.
And if you're going to plant anything right now, water, water, water.
That's right.
And how about the lawns? They're getting brown again.
There are some lawns that are getting brown, and the trick that I would say is that if you are going to start to water, then try to supply at least an inch of rain or irrigation per week.
But you don't need to.
No, you don't need to typically, especially end of July. We should be past the hottest part of the year. I was listening just today that we've had 7 days of over 90 degrees, and we usually have 13, but end of July, we can usually skip that.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go to the phones. We'll start with John in Dodgeville. Hi, John, what's your question?
Hello.
Hi, what's your question?
Yes, I would like to know how to manage my blackberry patch for next year so that I could have the kind of production I've had this year.
Okay, the blackberries, the trick with those is...
Yes, I'm hearing impaired, slowly and succinctly.
Okay, very good. Blackberries get very tall, and a lot of people, what they will do is you remove the canes that have flowered and fruited this season, and then prune the tips so that they don't get ungainly. And a lot of times there's supports that you can put up too. And we were lucky that we finally had some rain, because raspberries, blackberries, they were all suffering. And we got some very strategically planned rainfalls that helped.
All right, let's go to Gail in Middleton. Hi, Gail, what's your question?
Hi, my question is, how do I choose soil for outdoor potted plants?
What I would suggest, outdoor potted plants, so you're going to be putting them in containers. You want to make sure that that soil does not get hard over time. So it is good to use a potting soil that is going to be incorporating some materials that actually don't have soil like garden soil in it, because that gets caked and real hard, and it's going to have either malorganite or some material that's going to keep it light and loose over time.
All right, let's check in with Richard in Baraboo. Hi, Richard, what's your question?
Yes, I want to know why my pepper plants are losing their leaves. They're turning yellow and dropping the leaves.
Okay, and you're keeping them watered, I assume, Richard, correct?
Yes.
All right, because vegetable gardens need to be watered, especially on tomato plants. But the lower leaves on those pepper plants are not necessary. I would not be too concerned about it, as long as it's not the whole plant that's doing that.
Okay, I think we have time for one more call. Let's go to Lynn in Wanakee. Hi, Lynn, what's your question?
My lilies are on some of the stems. It's just like a big old pod, and it doesn't seem to want to, the flower doesn't produce, and I'm not sure why. The plant has all kinds of blossoms and flowers, but it's typical this time of the year. They are turning into a pod. Maybe isn't as good a description as what it is, but it...
Well, after the flower is done, that pod does develop a seed, and you can just remove that.
Okay, helps the plant too, to
Sure.
remove it. All right, thank you all for calling in. Good to see you
Good to see
live
you.
and in color. See you next week. Here's...